Have you hung out with any like other New York City like knife people or just digitally?
Um, I just basically Lou, because Lou lives like a half hour away from me. When I started this all up on Instagram, I came up with the idea with him, like, hey, why don't we just get on this social media thing like with everybody else? I thought it was a great idea because I wanted to connect with who's out there. Like I had no idea I'd end up having conversations with the guys that I watched on YouTube for years, and then here I am.
Let me ask you this. So Long Island knife guy, is he Scrooge McDuck of Long Island? Because this guy's raffles is like legit, bro. Like I am drooling every time I see him post, and he does it all the time. Is Let me ask you this. So Long Island knife guy, is he Scrooge McDuck of Long Island? Because this guy's raffles is like legit, bro. Like I am drooling every time I see him post, and he does it all the time. So were you always a collector before? How long have you been collecting knives?
I would say I was a knife guy for a while. I definitely started off like everybody else in like that noob status where
Pack Force, M-Tech, like, oh shit.
My first knife was an M-Tech. It was such a piece of crap. The liner lock broke after like a month. It just,
oh shit.
it doesn't hold in place. It just breaks. So.
I met my girl's family, and at first they were like, "Oh, you do YouTube?" They got all like hyped and shit. And they're like, "What do you do?" And I'm like, "Oh, I talk about folding knives and EDC gear." They're like, "What?" They're like, no, because they don't get that there's a certain, professionalism, and like there's experts in craftsmanship in certain things. Just like with cars or like audio devices, technology, there's a lot that goes into like flashlights, even making leather goods and wallets and all that shit. Like that's all part of our world, right? And people use bits and pieces of this gear, and they don't understand that every person in the world is EDCing. No, you did YouTube. What made you decide to start doing that? Like, did you just see someone and you're like, I want to do this too. I want to give my own view on things,
Uh, what motivated me to do it? Neves knives.
I love Neves knives, man. I love them, dude. They're so cool.
I always tell people they're like the power couple of our industry.
Yeah.
They're out there killing it, right?
Mm-hmm.
I know a lot of this industry is definitely based in the more countryside of the country where that stuff is normal. Walking around with a pistol is more normal. Walking around carrying several knives is normal. Where like here, if I had something bigger than this, people, and I pull that out to do whatever miscellaneous task, people are going to gawk at me like, what the hell is that guy doing? Is he going to stab me? Like,
I was going clubbing a lot more. When I first started going, they wouldn't allow Asians in clubs.
What?
Yeah, like I would go to Sound Factory, and I would be dreading getting to the front, and I would dress up, bro. I'm like in slacks, a button-down shirt, because they were very like selective with who they let in. Like first of all, if you're an Asian guy, you don't have girls with you, it's going to be very hard for you to get in. We had to know somebody that was working the line to get in.
Hand work, the soundboard work, the mics, the setting up the equipment, getting everything in place. Mainly that. So
that's awesome, yo.
That had me. I walked in the Roseland Ballroom any given time I felt like it, and seen Deadmau5 like 3 times.
Yeah.
What was the last thing?
I saw him there too before. Yep.
I think the last thing before Ballroom closed, I think it was Ferry Corsten.
Yeah, I met him once before I was a DJ. I got to like shake his hand and shit. I was like glow sticking a lot, and they were like, "Yo, this is the best glow stick in New York City." I was like doing some fucking heli tosses and shit. And he was like, "Hello, I'm Ferry Corsten." I'm like, "Okay."
Yo, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and don't forget to hit that bell icon so we can squad up in the comments.